friends, and welcome back to EVE Online with me, Mark from DadX, and we're just handing in the crates of electronic parts, which was the mission that we were heading off to complete when we stopped at the shop and built ourselves this fine Punisher. So we're going to head back to Dipari, our little base where our agents are, and on the way we're going to do a couple of missions. And here we are, and I have sped this footage up because I don't think we need a blow by blow. We've got the mission where we need to kill some pirates and then hack a wrecked ship using a relic analyzer, and episode 2 of this guide to career missions was called Always Read the Mission, and I've got the data analyzer fitted. I do realise it at the end when I failed to hack the wreck. So I pop back to the station, fit the right module, but this is quite an easy mission, to be honest with you. We've got no problems in our Punisher taking these guys down very swiftly and in complete safety. Just remember what the optimal range of your weapon is. Whatever ship you're flying at this stage, obviously there is a bit of a racial bias to talking about the details of this ship and its fitting, because you may be Caldari, Galante or Minmatar and they won't apply. I may well do some videos of like the first ships you might consider building and using for each race once we finish this guide. And luckily I've got a bit more time free so I can get this series concluded. This was never really intended to be something that somebody doing the career missions right now could follow blow by blow, to be honest with you. This will stand the test of time, and at least until the career missions are updated. And I'd happily redo this guide just because they had, to be fair. And here's me failing to hack the wreck because I have the wrong module, so I'll nip back to the station, head straight back, and we'll get him hacked. And here we are back on grid, just us and the wreck. Of course the rats are dead. Remember, when you're on any kind of mission or site, it's handy to bookmark a wreck or a structure on that site in case you need to get back to it. Especially when you're in a situation where there are multiple sites, say refuges in one system, and you're going through them. If you do need to run away, you need to know which one to go back to, which is handy. In this case we can just go back to the mission. We still got the button because we haven't completed it. So once we're in 5 kilometers of the wreck, we can run the relic analyzer. We get the hacking screen back up again, which again, these hacks are very, very simple. We'll have a look. You just follow the numbers. You want a countdown of numbers. They will lead you to hidden nodes, which once you click on, oh, we found a lock there. You will make progress until you get through the screen. We need to hack that one. We can do that. I'll go into the details of this when we do the exploration career missions. Also linked down below is my guide to exploration, which gives a thorough breakdown of how to scan and hack. So I suggest you have a look at that. To be honest with you, there's a bit of detail to it. It does need a video all to itself. Anyway, that's done. We're going to shoot straight over to the next mission site. Get that one done. Right, we're heading in here to destroy the Devout's outpost. I'm just illustrating here that if there's an acceleration gate and some rats around, you are going to need to kill the rats before you can use the acceleration gate. There are some exceptions on specific sites, etc., where there are triggers maybe for the gate. You'll need to find those out for that. But as a general rule, you need to kill everything that's in the room before you can use the gate into the next one. So we're just going to get right on ahead and do that. And again, this Punisher will punish them. The key things to remember, really, the second wave has just spawned in. I think this is the first mission with a second wave in the room. Keep moving. That will minimise the damage on you. The worst thing you can do, especially when there are a few rats around, is let yourself get stationary. I bounced off that asteroid there. Look, I've lost all my speed, and that can really catch you out in a fight. And just to illustrate the point, you see, I'm just clunking around there. That can really mess you up in a fight if you get caught up on a piece of scenery. Anyway, we need to head to that gate and kill the Devout's outpost. So let's get that done. So all we need to do once we get into the last room is to lock up and destroy the Devout's outpost. That will trigger rats, but the mission is complete. As you can see there, we're getting the warp to button on the left hand side for the next mission. It's entirely up to you whether you want to stay here and duke it out with these guys or not. It's an opportunity to learn more about your Punisher, and as you can see, remember, this is an armor tanked ship. We're not using the armor repper yet. I knew we wouldn't need to on these missions. We will be trained up to fit it by the time we're doing the next round of missions. But I knew we wouldn't need any. We've not got anywhere near low on shield. So we're doing very, very well. Off to the next mission. Right, this is the mission where we have to fly very quickly through a dangerous cloud. Get out the other side. Mission done. We've already got the afterburner on. We've also got our overdrive injector, which of course helps us move even faster all the time anyway. And that's literally all we have to do, is approach this structure going very quickly. We're taking a bit of damage off that dangerous cloud, but don't worry about it. And we're done. Warp off. Let's hand in those missions, shall we? Right, so they're all handed in. Let's look at the next round of missions. 6 out of 10. Right here, it wants us to use the blueprint to make 2 batches of cap boosters. They're basically the ammo that you'd use in a module to top up your capacitor whilst you're in flight. We've got some titanium already, so we need some titanium to build this, and we've also got some Veldspar. So what we'll do is we'll reprocess our Veldspar to get more titanium. And you can note here, we're actually losing value. Our reprocessing skill is so bad, we're losing value by doing that. But obviously we need the minerals and not the ore. Pyrite, let's have a look on the market. And fortunately, I'm pleased to say, right here in our station is the cheapest price in the region for pyrite. That's a very kind soul selling that here so cheaply. So we'll probably just buy that. The other option would be here, I think, just to buy it. I think that's a possibility for this mission. We're going to need some Mexilon as well. Let's just check what the mission says. It's all in the wording. It just says acquire these items. It doesn't specifically say use this blueprint like it did on that last mission. So you could just buy some, but we'll do it the industrious way. We'll buy the pyrite. We'll buy the Mexilon. And we'll leave the blueprint running while we're doing the other missions. So we don't have to sit around and wait for it. There's no Mexilon available at the cheapest cheap price, but there is some here in the station. A little bit more expensive, but a negligible amount. So we'll buy that. Right, so now we need to go into our item hangar, use the blueprint, and we're going to need to build 2 runs. So there's the cost, there's the time. We set the runs to 2. We've got the materials, start, there you go. So let's go off and do some other missions while that's in the oven. So first up, we've got another drop-off mission. That's not far away, isn't it? Baz, it's next door. 1 jump, fine. So we'll do that one, probably off camera. Next mission, let's have a look. Military, we have got to go and kill the pirates at an ambush site. It warns us about running low on hit points. It's going to give us an armor repairer. I told you we were slightly ahead of the curve. We can fit ours before we go out. Next mission is again go out, kill some bad guys. It's going to reward us with a very low level weapon, and it talks about weapon types and ammos, but that's one of the missions that's very in the past because we give them better weapons than that in that introduction section, so that one is quite redundant now. The mission also says to use that civilian Gatling laser to kill the bad guy. You don't have to, we'll use the nice ones we've got. Okay, so before we go out, we're just going to make a slight adjustment to our ship. We're going to empty everything we don't need out of it first thing, and then we're going to go into the fitting screen. Right, the overdrive injector, we're going to keep that on there. That keeps us fast. We're going to take off the expanded cargo hold. We are going to fit, not the armor repairer one it gave us, we're going to fit the enduring one we got when we were in Amar. That's going to use less capacitor to run. It's going to repair 79 hit points of damage every 5.4 seconds, and those numbers can be improved with skill training, among other things. And thank you again for the warning that we need to take the cargo for the transit mission. Right, so off we go. There you go. Quick as a flash, we're handing in that mission next door in a Baz. We shall now be back to do what we need to do in here. Right, we're going to whiz through these very quickly. We just got to kill the guys. It really won't take long. We really won't take much damage, as you can see. Our Punisher is very OP for this point in the game, to be quite honest with you. So let's just make the most of that, shall we? It's a good opportunity to get used to how it flies. As I say, do stay away from the bits and pieces that are on the site, the buildings, the asteroids. You want to get used to keeping your ship in a nice piece of space so you can maneuver freely. And straight on to the next mission. And there is one guy here. I've actually slowed this footage down compared to that last mission because that's it. The mission's done. We're complete. So that's those 3 missions done on our little pop out. So let's get those handed in. Rewards collected, lovely jubbly. And now we need to check in on our production run of capacitor boosters so we can complete the industry mission. There they are, deliver. They're in our item hangar. We can now complete the mission. God, we're getting quite a little collection of stuff here. I'll show you how to put this into kind of like folders using containers in the next episode, I think. Keep things a little bit tidier. Anyway, let's complete that mission. We are done. The next business mission simply wants us to drop those capacitor boosters off next door in a baz. So we can do that. We'll accept the mission. And we'll get those put in our cargo hold so we don't forget. There you go. That's that one done. Next mission, set a destination. While we're on that screen. This mission here simply wants us to acquire 2 afterburner 1 meganewtons. And we have 2 that we built, didn't we, for that prior industry mission. So we can just accept that mission and complete that mission. There you go. Quickest mission of the game so far. Fantastic. Okay, next up, military mission. We need to fly out to a hotel and see what happens. And the reward will be yet another overdrive injector. The game is blessing us with overdrive injectors right now. So we'll accept that one. And the advanced military mission. We need to fly to a location. We need to come back with some hostages. But most importantly, we need to follow the instructions of the fleet commander on grid. So that's a very important lesson to learn. So we shall accept that one willingly and do our bit for the fleet, I think. We're moving through these missions nice and quickly. And what have we got here in the business path? We have the 10th mission. It wants us to build some ammo, but we'll come back and do that in the next episode, I think. So we're all good to go. We don't need to make any adjustments to our fit. We're going to get straight out there. We'll drop off the cargo first, get that done. In fact, kapow, there we are. We're dropping off the cargo. That mission is complete. We'll head back into the combat zone and see how the Punisher gets on against what should be a little bit tougher of a mission, but only because I let it be a bit tougher. Right, the first mission here. All we need to do is attack the habitation module once we get on grid. Found him there on the overview, and literally once we have shot at it, the mission is complete. Now, just for fun and to show off our Punisher, 3 ships then spawn in that are actually quite tough, and I have quite a surprisingly complex fight with these guys. You don't have to do this. The moment you have hit that habitation module with your lasers, you can just go and hand the mission in. I'm going to hang out here just for a laugh. But we get them down. But as you can see, I do need to keep the armor repper running. We're taking quite a lot of damage off of these guys. These would easily catch you out if you were in a less capable ship. Or if you're not feeling too confident. So simply hit and run. You lock up that habitation module, you get in range and you shoot at it and you warp straight back out. I'm just showing off really. So here we are, we've arrived at the advanced military mission. We need to go through this gate and then wait for instructions from the fleet commander. Our mission is to get to the prison facility, get some hostages, prisoners, and get them out. If there are rats, I don't think we need to fight them. Let's have a look. We're just going to wait here. This is sped up to 2 times speed, but not too much, so you can follow it. Just wait here, wait here, wait here. Got the afterburner running already. There you go. Go, go, go. So we're just going to hit approach. I am going to lock up the rats on the way in and start shooting at them. As you see, they're quite tough. Do not waste time fighting these guys, because as you will see, as soon as we get into range of the prison, we can grab the hostages and the rats despawn. You can fight them if you want to. There's absolutely no need. They do seem like they're probably quite tough. And we are done. Okay, we're all done with the action. We got another nice batch of missions done. But before I leave you, what we have got along the way, and they deserve some explanation, are these 2 augmentations here. The limited ocular filter and the limited social adaptation chip. Now what that does is add +1 bonus to your charisma stat. The ocular filter has +1 to perception. Now, what does that mean, you may ask? And that's a very good question. Now, these are basically implants that get put into you as a clone. So, they stay with you until such time as you lose your pod. Now, if we go onto the character screen, got the skill screen on the character screen, augmentations, we've got none fitted yet. There are also various other augmentations and implants that you can fit in here. We'll look at those another day. They can up your stat. Various aspects of gameplay. What we want to look at here is attributes, and as you will see, like in any other RPG, we do have kind of a character sheet with these attributes. But unlike other games, these attributes don't relate to actual gameplay directly, but what these do is affect how quickly you can learn the skills which these characteristics are relevant to. So if we look back in the skill tree, if we look here at repair systems, if we go show information, attributes, primary attribute is intelligence, secondary attribute is memory. So the higher your intelligence and then the higher your memory, the quicker you will learn those skills. If we look at a missile launcher skill, that has a primary attribute of perception and a secondary attribute of willpower. So what we're going to do is right click on these and plug in. It is going to give you a warning because they're gone once they're in, and if you want to upgrade them or change them, you have to break them and they're gone. So there you are, they're in. So if we look back on our character sheet, let's close that screen. If we now look in character in augmentations, there's our 2 slots. That's slot 1, slot 5. We have 12 slots which things can go into. Each implant or augmentation will have a specific slot it needs to go into. So there are limitations on how you can stack them. But if we now look at our attributes, our charisma's gone up from 19 to 20 and our perception has gone up from 20 to 21. Now you can remap these and use sliders to adjust these up and down. If you want to do that, you could go ahead and do it. I'm going to suggest that you wait until we have learned a lot more of the basic skills, because they're a selection of skill types, they will need varying attributes. And then once we settle into getting into the higher end skills, we'll look at remapping the character a little bit just to ensure that we learn those more quickly. You have 2 remaps available at the start of your career in EVE. You get a new one, I think, every year. But that is basically what those augmentations are for. Anyway, I'm going to leave you in peace now. We'll be back very soon with what I think will be the concluding episode of this batch of the career missions, and then we'll look at the exploration missions, and then we can get started in the game proper. So I hope this has been useful and that you've enjoyed it. Please leave me a like if you have, so I know. Any comments or questions, feel free to leave below, and feel free to subscribe if you want to stay in touch. The next episode will be up soon. For now, take care of yourselves and each other. Fly safe. Fly brave, enjoy your EVE, there's a lot to learn, don't rush and don't feel too daunted. But for now, take care and goodbye.